Good evening. Today is the last day when I have to go, and you can understand a mother who has so many children. She has to go from one to another. She has the expectation to meet her children, and she has the concern and a longing for whom she has so much love. That's very difficult to express those feelings, like waves, as if they are taking out something from you. I do not know really how to thank you all. Without you, I cannot enjoy anything. As I told you, even I may be the capitalist and I may have all these powers, so-called. I am a complete communist. I can't enjoy it alone. I have to share it with you. At the very outset, I would like to thank Mr. Sig Paulson for making it available for me, this beautiful church, and you all, that I could manifest my love, could have a rapport with you, whom I have known before. I am meeting you again, thanks to him. I have to thank Betty especially. She has been so earnest. She wrote to me letters, she telephoned to me again and again. Oh, she took so much trouble to see that I come to Houston. She has made these 4 days fantastic visit for me. You all have to thank her for what she's done. It's a very, very great thing that she thought of you all and of sharing her joy with you all. She got a realization in Australia. It's a chain of thanking, for which I have to thank Dr. Warren, who came to India for his realization, and I got stuck to him. He was running every moment. He got his realization. Then we have other people here from India. Nirmala Modi has come all the way. She's a very wise Sahajogini. And then we have Hugo. You know, he came all the way, went to Japan from Australia, bought these equipments, and has come to New York, then to Houston. Think of them, how much they feel responsible, that they should communicate truth to you and that they should arrange this beautiful program. Warren's wife has also come here. We have also another American, Michael, who is helping a lot. The best of all, I would say, is one of my eldest sons, is Mr. Gavin Brown, who had something to do with Houston. And when I wanted him to put some money for American tour, I don't know why, he put it in Houston Bank. I said, why Houston of all the things? I may never go there. He says, no, mother, Houston is the place. Still the money is lying in the bank here for next year's program perhaps. He has worked very hard and he's going to stay on here. He's a quiet person. that he knows a lot about Sahaja Yoga. He knows it thoroughly. He will tell you each and everything, how to cure your chakras, how to feel all right. Now today, on this day, I am going to tell you about the spirit. I have told you about the 7 chakras, about the 3 nadis, the 3 channels that are within us. And today, I want to tell you about the nature of the spirit. The spirit resides us in our heart. It's a reflection of God Almighty. In Sanskrit language, this aspect of God which is all pervading and is the first and the last is called as Sadashiva. Is the Father who does not incarnate. We say Yehovah, you can say, or the God who does not incarnate. This great aspect which encompasses everything ultimately and also manifests everything is reflected within our heart as the spirit. This aspect is just the witness aspect. It witnesses the play of its power, the primordial power, the Holy Ghost, to see what is created by her. He is the only enjoyer of the game. He sees the game, the leela, the fun. She organizes everything. It is she who gets divided into 3 powers. It is she who creates the whole universe. It is she who gives us this evolution. It is she who makes us human beings. And it is she who has to make us the higher human being. That's the Holy Ghost, the primordial Holy Ghost. And the reflection of that is this Kundalini within us. These two have to meet. They are separated. The spirit within you and the Holy Ghost within you have to meet. That is the yoga, that's the union. The seat of the spirit is on top of your head here. But he resides in human beings in the heart. Of course it comes out also and watches. It is not in our conscious mind. It resides and watches the whole field. In Gita he is called as Kshetragya, the one who knows the field, the knower of the field. He knows everything. He watches. He's just watching where we go, what we do, what compromises we make, how we run after our seeking, how we go to falsehood, what we do, everything it is watching. The Holy Ghost is the one which receives the information and records everything in itself, but the information is given by the deity who is the seed or the spirit of Jesus Christ, who is sitting down there, Ganesha. The spirit itself is Satchit Anand. He exists in the state of truth. Now, we do not know what truth is. People say God is love, God is truth. Now, what is the truth? The truth is this all-pervading power. And this all-pervading power is the nature of the spirit, which gives you the absolute knowledge. Now mark it. Absolute knowledge. For example, if you have to say, what is the shape of this, you will say it's a pyramid. Alright? But is it a good thing to have a pyramid for a church or not? There could be 100 opinions on that. But if you ask me or ask any Sahajogi, they said yes, it has to be a pyramid. Why? Because in a pyramid there is a coefficient and you feel the vibrations. It's absolute knowledge. That's the truth, you know. You want to know if a person is fake or not. You just put your hands like this and ask a question. Is he true? Your vibrations will stop. You may even get blisters if you ask such a question about someone. So you do not know through your mental activity. A person may look very nice, as I told you. He may behave in such a manner that you say, oh, what a fine man he is. Is such and such person is a realized soul or not? How will you know? You just put your hands towards that person and you'll start getting the vibrations from that person. You'll enjoy them. Only after a realization only we can really enjoy other person. Really enjoy. One day I was in Calcutta, I was staying in a hotel on my way to Singapore, and there was a very great soul who came to see me. And he just sneaked into the room. See, sometimes it happens that some of these great souls who live in Himalayas and all that, they come in. And he just saw me and he fell at my feet. And there were at least 5, 6 Sahajogis staying in other rooms. And suddenly they felt tremendous, cool joy falling on them. A cold shower like thing. And they all came running, one after another. What's happened? What happened? And he was at my feet. They opened the door and they said, oh, Mother. Mother, how did you come? Oh, Mother. And then they started feeling him. He was enjoying me, I was enjoying him, and they were all enjoying him. You don't have to tell whether a person is true or not. There is no mental deduction. It just happens. You start feeling. Even children are like that. Even small children. If they are realized souls, immediately they'll say this is this and this is this, finished. There's no compromise. How can you compromise? That's what I told you yesterday, that Christ never compromised. He never compromised. How can you compromise with darkness if you are light? So the first thing you are the truth. The Spirit tells you what is the truth. It tells you everything about everything. It is the truth. The knowledge that is pure is the truth. As I told you, Gavin Brown, when he got his realization, he said, my father has not telephoned, and he put his hands there and he got a burning here. And when he had telephoned, he found out that his father was down with bronchitis. And I told him exactly the same thing. Now, a person who came to me the other day, who had multiple sclerosis, is a very serious disease according to doctors. But according to me, it is not. And everybody told me the same centers he was catching. Of course, because I have been in the medicine, I have been in the medical college, I know these chakras means what. And he told me that he had this problem. Even if he had not told me, I would have known that he had this problem. everybody will see the same center is catching. So you are the truth. Then after some time you cannot bear untruth. You cannot bear falsehood. I mean, we also are like that, I tell you. For example, if I tell you that you come along here, there's a very nice chair for you. Now we don't see any chair there. Oh, you sit down, it is there. Believe me, imagine there's a chair. I mean, nobody would accept that, will you? You don't see any chair, there isn't any. No, but imaginary, there is one, I have placed it, you can't see, I have made it invisible, you see, you just see, you sit down, you'll get it. All right, you sit down there. And you sit in that position, and after some time you start getting the pain. Where's the chair? How do I get the pain? That's what Warren told you. It's very practical. You immediately know that this is not the way. Now the first center is very important, is of the inner sense, which gives you the magnetic powers, in the sense not only that you are attractive, but I mean you attract people, but magnetic means that you know whether you are moving to the north or to the south. Birds have this power in them. Birds have. That's how they fly from one place to another, because they can feel the magnet within. And a person who is pure at that point, he never gets lost because he knows which side he is moving. I mean, I have that problem. I have never had a problem like that. I move either to the left or to the right, or to forward. And my husband, who is dealing with shipping, he says, I have never met a better navigator than my wife. And it's so spontaneous. I mean, I don't have to think. I know for definite that you are moving in the wrong direction or in the right direction. Even the material movement, I mean to say. All of them have experience. They have great drivers, and they have got all the maths and everything. And immediately I know that you are going on the wrong direction, because the magnet immediately turns around. So the magnet is placed within you there, but it is to be awakened. When it is awakened, these deities, when they are awakened, you become the truth. Like the light that comes in, you start seeing everything as far as your feelings are concerned, your experiencing is concerned. So you become the truth. Now one may say, how truth could be love? That's a very common question. Truth cannot be love, because, I mean, if you tell somebody something that is truth, he may not like, and he may be unhappy, and it may not be dear to him, and he might be very, very worried about it. Manu said long time back that you should speak the truth, and you must speak the things which are dear to others. Satyam vadet, priyam vadet. People said it's not possible, it's an absurd situation, how can you do it? So Krishna has put something in between. He said, Satyam vadet, hitam vadet, priyam vadet. You say something that is the truth, always say the truth. And say something, hitam means for the pleasing of your spirit. That's the condition. And ultimately, that becomes a very dear thing. In the beginning, one may not like it, but ultimately, this will be very much like this truth. So all these things he has put together and said that you have to speak the truth has to be pleasing to the spirit, and ultimately the person is going to enjoy it. So the truth is, everything is illusion. except for the divine love of God that is all pervading, which you can feel through your spirit. This power has got telecommunication. It has got all that you have created in the science. It can coordinate and cooperate. It has got all the angels and all the great souls to help it and to look after you. And the topping the whole thing is the quality that it loves. It loves you. So it doesn't come to you like a sword. It gives you the time to improve, to judge yourself, to rise, to grow, just as a mother would look after her child. Forgive mistakes. See that the child rises and grows into complete manhood. So it is love. And the love that is so powerful is the truth. And it never fails. It never fails. For example, you might think now, a man like Sadat has died. Mother, how do you explain? I mean, you never die. That's one thing you do not know. He can be born again. He would be born in such a condition where he'll be much more effective. He has himself died at the top of his glory. I mean, for him, he is a martyr. If you see from his angle, everywhere in the whole world, Sadat. Sadat. It's a big name too. But supposing he had fallen in his glory and all that, then he would have died. Then God would not have been just to him, I would say. But he died in all his glory, and he can be born again. And he can take a position from where he can do much better work in the name of God, in the field of God, because now we don't have to do any more work. Otherwise, in any other field, we have had enough of trains. We don't want any more now. We have had enough of plastics. Now we have mountains. We have got too much of butter around, too much of food, everything with too much. I mean, the house becomes a junk. In any field, we have overdone things. We have exhausted this mother. Now, what do we have to do? Only in one field, and the field that is of God's work you have to do it. But first you have to get connected and then do the God's work. And that connection is only through your spirit when you become absolute and you have the truth within you as a built-in awareness. Is the awareness that becomes the truth. So the first quality of the spirit is that you become the truth, that you know the truth, that you take a stand on the truth. Look at Christ. He had nothing to do with women like Mary Magdalene. I mean, nothing to do. I mean, he was virtue. He was innocence. But when he saw people were stoning her, he took up a stand. He took up a stand. You have to take up a stand. Stand on the truth. And he said, those who have not committed any sin can throw, and you can throw the stone at me. And nobody did. He did this because he was standing on the truth. He took a whip and whipped those people who were selling in the temple of God. At the age when he was a little boy, he went and argued with learned people. Such people have no fear of anything. What is there to fear? When you are standing on the truth, what is there to fear? Truth is such a light that it gives you complete picture of the whole thing. There's nothing to fear. Your Father, He is compassion. He is ocean of compassion. And He is ocean of love and ocean of forgiveness. And He is now within you. Who is more powerful than Him? It's very easy for many human beings to say, oh, we don't believe in God. You believe it or not, He's there. Those who say we don't believe, it is better that they should come and get their realization and understand that there is very little time left for such kind of nonsensical statements. I mean, you can at the most say that I have not felt God so far, and I'm open if I feel. But on what basis do you deny? What basis have you got to say that we don't believe in God? Not only after realization you can prove God, but you can show His miracles. The second thing, the nature of spirit, is that He's chitta, He's the attention. He's the attention, means when you become spiritually enlightened, your attention becomes enlightened. Now, enlightenment, what we understand of these lights is that the lights are falling here and we can see things, that's all. But this attention which is being enlightened acts. It works. It has got loops. It has got weapons. It works. You have to see for yourself how your attention works. Today there was somebody who went and told one of the Sahajogini that I was sitting there and I was getting all negative thoughts and was feeling horrible in my hands, and I don't know why it was happening in the program. So she said, here you have come to pay attention to Mother and to her work and pay attention to your spirit. But if you are paying attention to all the rest of the people here, then you are going to catch them. It's a very simple thing. Where is your attention? Ask this question. This is a very common question in an Indian home. A mother will ask the child, where is your attention? The basis of Indian life is Chitta Nirodha, is to fix your attention in a proper way. Where is your attention? Is it on your spirit, or is it on somebody else? Like my brother is sitting here, my mother is sitting there, oh, that woman is very bad, she is jealous of me, all this nonsense. Where is your attention? When you get realized, then you start seeing through the window of the spirit. Your position changes. As you are looking at me now, then you come back here and start looking at you this way. Till you are realized, you are sitting before me. But once you are realized, you come here and see others. From there, that's your foot. Nobody can touch you there. From there you see others. Your attention is detached. So the attention becomes enlightened after realization. You pay attention to anything, it works. It does work, no doubt. You try. Those who have got realization should try this. Try your attention. But attention has to be pure. You have to purify your attention. And the best way to purify it is to keep your Agya Chakra open. When this center is open, which is the center of Christ, which I have shown that it can only open through the Lord's Prayer, after realization. When you open that, then you are in that state where your attention is divine. And you will be amazed how things work out. Even the smallest things, the material things, the useless things, and the great things, and the subtle and subtlest, and how you start growing. So the growth is to be achieved by purifying your attention. And to purify this attention is to keep your Agya Chakra open and be in thoughtless awareness. You watch something, you don't think about it. Zen said the same thing, but I think people didn't understand. See, before realization, it's like telling about colors to a blind man. Zen said the same thing. You watch a thing without thinking about it. They created patterns which didn't mean anything, which you see it without thinking. But that's only possible after realization. So the thinking process minimizes and you start witnessing. The higher state than that of attention is that you jump into Nirvikalpa Samadhi, into the state of doubtless awareness. Now it is not doubtlessness because you have argued it out or anything, but is a state where you are doubtless about things. I mean, the way you speak, the way you behave, the way your attention is, you can make it out that I am doubtlessly there. The discrimination becomes so sharp that you can just say this is so and so and so. There's no fanaticism about it. As I told you this morning, that if a blind man crosses over something and says, oh, there's a snake here, and he believes it's a snake, he believes that it's a snake, that's fanaticism. Because he has no eyes to see and he believes it's a snake, he says, oh, there is a snake here, I believe. But a person who has eyes sees, no, it's a rope. It's just a rope. And he says, no, it's not. It's a rope. But he has eyes. And when he says with his eyes, which can see that it's a rope, he means it, the truth. Then he is not a fanatic, but he's standing on the truth. This subtle difference people don't understand. Fanaticism comes through blindness, and the truth comes through realization. And at any cost you will not give up the truth. Any cost. Now, when I started my work in 1970, somehow I knew all about these fake gurus and fake people. I knew about it. And in my first lecture, we had must be having about 2,000-3,000 people. It was a very huge hall. And I told the names of all these fake people and who they were in previous lives and what they did by names. And everybody was amazed at me. They were frightened. There was a Maharaja who was a friend of my husband and all that, and he came and told me that, oh, I'm really frightened for you. I said, why? He said, these people are horrid. They mean money. They mean their whole earnings out of it. How did you say these things openly? You took their names. They will shoot you. I said, let them shoot. I'll see who shoots me. They said, you see, they will prosecute you. I said, let them prosecute. So many years have passed, nobody has dared to say that I am telling the lies. There is no fear. You love, but you don't love satanic people. You don't love Satan. The Satan who has spoiled the Kundalini of people, who has spoiled all the chances of their getting realization. As a mother, do you think I should say they are very good people? I am not a political figure and I am not seeking elections. Cannot be a compromise. That's what happens to you also. But by your own self-esteem, by your own glory, people see, here is the leader. And you become the leader of the people. You can, there is nothing to be frightened of. There should be no halfway. As Christ, as he read it out to you, that lukewarm people, he spits them out of the mouth. If you are hot, if you are devils, will fight you. If you are cold, you are my children. But lukewarm people are static. Because all kinds of forces are pulling, there's no progress of any kind. You come, you come. Negative, positive. They are pulled this way, that way. There cannot be compromise with truth. And then you will see, you will have the real collective force, the real blessings of God in every way. You don't have to worry about money, you don't have to worry about anything. It all works out. Everything works out. You can't believe it, how much it works out. I will tell you about these Australians. Australians were finding it very difficult to get a place to have an ashram. And one day, frantically, one of the girls telephoned to me, "Mother, we cannot have a place now, we don't know where to go. We have sold our houses, we have no place to go to." I said, "Don't you worry, tomorrow you'll get it." And she was surprised how I told her tomorrow you'll get it. After telephoning and all that, she went home and she received a call. I mean, there was a call from a estate agent. When they went to see him next day, he said, "There's an ashram available, would you like to have it?" At a very cheap rate, they got a beautiful house for the ashram. In London, we had some sort of a small ashram and they were finding it very difficult for all these people to live there because they wanted to live together. They said, "Mother, we must have some more rooms and some more place." I said, "All right, you just pray, it will work out." You won't believe, we had started a co-op in London and they said it will take 8 years to get a room out of this co-op. That's London speed, just the opposite of America. And within a month's time, we got a huge house with 15 bedrooms and 2 big halls. And we didn't know what to do with it. And at such a cheap rate that for the whole week, only £70 were to be paid. But then the Sahajogis went and settled down there because in London we have in thousands. Then they said, "Mother, what about for others?" And within 15 days we got a huge big hotel with all carpets and with all curtains and everything provided for, cutlery, crockery, anything you say was there. Everything. Only for £90 a week. For at least 20 people to live very happily, and big rooms each and big halls. Just we got it. You won't believe, but it has happened just before Warren's marriage. And we didn't know where they are going to stay, all of these who are coming to get married here. And they had a nice honeymoon in that hotel. They didn't have to pay anything for it. Yes, it works out, Krishna has said. Yoga Kshema Vahamyam. You get to your yoga first. He never said Kshema Yoga. He said Yoga Kshema Vahamyam. You get your realization, you get your yoga, and then the Kshema, the well-being works out. Everything is organized then for you. You are on the stage, everyone works for you. Believe. It happens that way. What is there to hanker after? What is there to ask for? I mean, you ask for one thing, but 1,000, you don't know what to do with them. I don't know really, I don't know with myself, I don't know what to do. The way I am quite generous, I mean, I try to give away so many things, but still my house, oh God. You can't imagine. You can't imagine. In their wedding, I gave 51 saris, 51, thinking that now I'll have some rest from these saris. Again, I went back, they are still there. I don't know now, what am I to do? I brought now some to America to give away and all that. You just give and you get everything. You get fed up. But only thing that I always have been asking for are the seekers. Where are they lost? Where are they? That's something still there. They are to be saved. Because as I told you, Christ is going to come back with 11 destructive powers, and there's going to be no questioning, no realization, just all the negative forces will be killed, and those who enter into the kingdom of God will reside in the kingdom of God, will reside there, the residents, the citizens. As he said, if you want money, I'll give you gold. But I look after those who hanker after spirit. You enter through the door and he eats with you. He shares with you. For a realized soul, the highest human beings are the seekers. You may be any king or anything, what does it matter? There are so many roaming about. But a seeker is the thing in the eyes of God as the highest human being who has to become a superhuman being. So your attention is filled. So many of these miracles, you cannot imagine how many have taken place with surgeries. One can write such a big book. So the attention becomes pure. You just can't see bad things happening. I mean, you just don't like it. I mean, I feel like vomiting sometimes, the way things are sometimes. The things that you enjoy normally become absolutely garbage. You just don't like it. The priorities change. You become automatically virtuous. I don't have to tell you be virtuous, you just become. And you start enjoying your virtues and virtues of others. You start enjoying other people because attention becomes collectively conscious. Our central nervous system is our attention. But the central nervous system becomes collectively conscious, becomes. You are not bothered, somebody has cancer, it's all right, I'll try to cure you. You are not afraid, you'll get cancer, nothing, you are never afraid of it. I'll try. You put your hands like this, like that, and the fellow says, oh, I'm feeling very much better, I don't know, what have you done to me? Nothing. The attention becomes so effective, so powerful. It does tremendous things. And the attention among yourselves has a rapport. They all move like the several drops in an ocean in a wave of love. It's so beautiful. The white men came to India a long time back as this or that. But when they came with me, you should see, we have some films, how the Indian villagers took them to their heart, danced with them, fed them, loved them. It's so sweet. And they write to them. It's so beautiful. There's no artificial. It's not just a feeling, I love you, you love me. It's not there. It's just the enjoyment of the company of other realized souls. We talk of big things. Oh, we are all brothers and sisters. It's all talk, 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 talk. Then you just become. You forget your color, you forget your nationality, you forget everything. You just feel, oh, that's a Sahajogi. It's a very different plane into which you arrive, where you feel so happy, joyous. The whole thing is a fun. And when it comes to helping, all of them come together. When they find a negative force is coming, all of them come together. There is never a discussion among them, never. They try to pull him out. They tell him, all of them will tell by their own ways and methods that this is wrong, this is wrong. It's such a combination. I never have to tell them. I don't have to tell them that I'll give you some lessons now, for example, how to carry on among yourselves. Nothing. They just manage. Not only that, but a person will say, now see, one way A will say to B, see, I'm catching on my Agya, will you please help me there? That means I'm ego. And the other fellow helps me, all right, I'll try. They just help each other without feeling bad. There's no remorse of anything, there's no heart burning, no jealousy. What a relationship is established. Like one finger doesn't have jealousy with the other. You have no jealousies with the other cells of the same primordial being. There is no need even to talk of love. You are in love. Everybody can see that you are love. It's really worth seeing how we become so much adaptable, so much silent and happy people when our attention becomes collectively conscious, because that's the real source of joy. And the greatest quality of the spirit is that your pure joy is pure joy. We talk of unhappiness and happiness, sorrow and ecstasy and all these words, but joy is pure. It hasn't got the duality. It's one, single, absolute. I'm leaving you and my heart is wrenching. The joy is seeing that. Seeing that this Nirmala is wrenching, bleeding. The joy is seeing. And when I go, this feeling, I will think and I'll think of you, and the joy will be again repeated. That joy of oneness, even in separation, the oneness I feel, the concern, which cannot be expressed in words, that silent pulling of your heart, that is also joy. Joy is absolute. It comes through seeing. You see it and you get the joy. Joy is the quality when you gradually move from the brain. The attention first goes into the brain, especially in the West. It's the brain first takes place, means you become the attention. I'm sorry, you become the truth. Means you start feeling in the hands, you understand, then you see, yes, it is so, and this person has got this trouble, so he must be having arthritis, if he's catching on this, it's true. You start tallying, finding out, and monitoring it, and again verifying it, and you are satisfied with it. So the attention first is nothing but starts achieving the truth, is trying to feel the truth, but it's dry at that stage. It's dry. In the West especially, because we are differently made in the West. Then we read the book Advent, we like it, and we see all these things, the knowledge and everything you like, you want to listen to that, my speech and all that, you all like it. It's the knowledge, because you see the truth, the knowledge. That's the gift of the brain. Is the central path, as I can say, the awareness. Then you feel your chitta, your attention, which is enlightened. And you are blasted with it. You see the miracles happening, that's happening, you are just blasted. Then the third thing happens, is the joy. That you are in joy all the time. You cannot keep serious for more than 2 minutes. It's very difficult to keep serious. The sense of humor is so beautiful. You never use vulgarity or hurting things or personal remarks, but the whole thing is so beautiful. When you speak, people feel the flowers are throwing their fragrance at you. Every action that you do creates joy, ripple of joy. Every movement you do, every vision you see gives you joy. That time you feel perfected. When you see a picture which is beautiful, immediately you go into thoughtless awareness. And the complete joy of that creation starts dropping on you. You just feel the joy. Then you become silent. You don't speak much. You don't think. You become the joy, Anand. That's the perfect state in which you should be. It's so beautiful that you want to be there all the time. This joy is the movement of your ocean of love. It's the beautiful movement of the clouds that you see. It's fantastic. You just get drenched into it. And you do everything for love's sake. And you don't think you're doing it for love's sake. You do not feel that way. You just do it because it's so joy-giving that it is the greatest thing. You may have anything in the world, will not be that much joy-giving as this joy of the spirit which you become. You never feel lonely. You are never bored. Whether you are alone or with anyone, you are in joy. One should understand that if you get your self-realization, or if somebody says that they are giving you to some positive lines, you should know, are you peaceful within you? Are you joy? Forget about the collective consciousness. Is your health all right? That's the minimum of minimum. The whole system changes. I just say that all of you should achieve that state of joy by the time I come here next year. And I hope you grow into it by taking up a stand on the truth. Grow into it. You progress into it. It's so wonderful and so beautiful, and that's what your Father wants you to have. He's the most generous Father. He can't enjoy His kingdom unless and until He has given it to you, that He has made you sit on His throne. That's the greatest joy that He wants to have. And that's what you should achieve. That's what you should have. That's your right to have. This is what is self-realization. You become just the master. You don't have to consult anyone, you know it. You have to just consult your spirit through your vibratory awareness, and you know it. These are the blessings of self-realization into which you have to grow. And as you grow, you start manifesting your powers. You can raise the Kundalini. You can give realization at the very outset. Imagine the Kundalini moves under your finger. Nobody can believe it, but it has happened now. Even very, very great saints. You see, there's a very great saint who is more than 108 years of age. And he asked me, Mother, I have spent thousands of years to get these vibrations, and these people have got it without doing anything. I said, why did you do it? Who asked you to do it? You should have taken it easy. You would have got it. He's a very sweet fellow. But because he's got it through his effort, see, he has that feeling that I've got it through my effort. You never get it through effort, I tell you. When you are finished with your effort, you just get it. Maybe in an abstract way, or maybe... Yes, when Buddha was tired, finished, fagged out, then he got his realization. When you stop your efforts, then only you will get your realization. So why to boast of your efforts, I told him. He's a very powerful man because he's done lots of things, and he goes over he always goes on a very big tiger. And because he's hurt himself, he says that people have beaten him. So he's hurt himself, so he always uses a tiger. And he's a man with the idea that he has these powers, that powers. So when I went to see him, I knew that because he told people that Mother has come, so you go and see her and all that, and I knew he was there, so I went to see him. When I went to see him, we had to climb about 3 miles, and I had to back up, and I was walking up, and when I reached there, it was raining, and I got completely drenched. And this fellow is supposed to have powers over the rain. And he was so angry when I went there. I was sitting on a little seat of his made of some stone. He was doing like this, very angry. So I didn't say anything. I went inside his cave and sat down there in that drenched condition. So he came round and he said, Mother, did you do this to kill my ego? I said, what? I didn't do anything. What did I do? He said, this rain wouldn't listen to me. I said, now, don't be angry. I said, sit down. Haven't you bought a sari for me? And you are a sannyasi, I won't take a sari from a sannyasi son. You have got a sari for me, isn't it? So I have to get drenched, otherwise I will not take a sari from you. And the whole temper melted away. Whole temper melted away. Then I said, it was necessary the water to flow over my body so that all the place around you becomes beautiful, is vibrated with water. But he is a very great soul, I must say, because he doesn't talk to me like ordinary human beings talk. His style is different because he recognizes, he knows who I am. It's a very different thing. And a day will come when you will also rise. You will rise and grow and grow. And there we'll see the glory of this great new age, new generation, into the complete newness of the being. Today I was going to tell you about certain diseases that one has and how to control them. And I would suggest that we have a book. Are you going to sell it to everyone?
There's a few of them.
We don't have many. So we would say those who have been coming for all the 4 lectures should buy the book. We are sorry we don't have many books, but we hope to send you these books later on. And it's a very good book in which you can see what imbalances can work out, like how you get diabetes, how you get kidney trouble, blood pressure, and then how you have to balance your liver and how to look after the security, and all these things are written in that book at length. Quite a knowledgeable book, I should say. I took the writer, I should say I really tortured him. And every day I used to see him coming up, pulling his ears, you see, that I don't know what mistakes I'm going to do. And every time he would come, I would say, now, Gregor, you have to be sweeter. It's not that sweet. You are still a scholar. You have to be a Sahajogi. And a Sahajogi is different from a scholar. So you write this book in such a manner, in such a way, that it is sweet, it's loving, it's kind. And I've tried really to curb it down. But he had written 2 chapters of his scholarliness, all the scholarliness that he had. And it was like really a big boulder before you when you enter into that book. So one day I told him, these 2 chapters, let us put it at the end of the book. And he really collapsed. He said, Mother, how can you do that to me? It's too much. I said, but why? What's the problem? He said, these 2 chapters are the ones which introduce the book, and how can we do it? I mean, it is in the beginning, and how can you put it at the end? I said, Gregor, while correcting the book, I saw to it that these chapters have nothing to do with the beginning. So you put them at the end. And when he placed them there, he said, oh, the book has become wonderful. And then he told me, it's a very good play of Mother in this, that the intellectuals are never satisfied with the reading once, and they would like to go into the intellectual rumination. Like the animals, you see, like cows, when they eat, then they take it back and again eat it, like that. So it's better to put these 2 chapters for them. I said, now you are not angry with me? He said, no, this is a very good thing. But these 2 chapters definitely prove that he's a very learned man. And I told him, Gregor, when did you read all these books that you have quoted? He said, Mother, you'll be surprised. These quotations just came to me. I never read them. I said, you never read them? Yes, I had read them before. Sometimes I must have read them. But at the right time, I got the right quotation. He's now coming to Los Angeles. He is a diplomat in the Swiss government. And he's coming all the way from Rome to Los Angeles. And he's a very dynamic person. I'm looking forward to my visit to Los Angeles. If you have any friends there or anything, you can write to them. You can take the address from here so that they can come and see me. We have now booked all our days, I'm sorry, and still we'll contact somebody from Unity Church, but all the days are booked. It's all right, and the people can come in any case wherever we have the programs. Anything else you want, you can write to me. I'm sorry I can't write to you because every day I work like this, the way I've been working here. Morning, the workshop, evening, the lecture. It has been on and on for years together now. So I do write sometimes, but I don't have so much time, but somebody will answer you. Any question, any problem, anything, please write to me. I'll be very happy to receive letters from you. And there are so many people who are sorting them out and looking after it. So you will have an answer, no doubt. Please get my address also from the ashrama address from these people. Anything that you want, you can ask for it. Even sitting down here, I know your attention. It will work out. Gradually, you will change, and your asking will be different and different and different. May God bless you to blossom into the beauties of your spirit, so that you glorify your Father and He feels glorified with His gracious love towards you. Thank you very much. Today, if you want, you can just put your hands. If you had put your hands, you would have got the vibrations. I am sure there are some new people today, and they should also feel their vibrations on top of their heads. They might be feeling already the cool breeze. Just take out your shoes and you'll feel it on top of your head. The tapes are with the Unity Church here. You can buy them. We have also sending 21 tapes.
They're already being copied.
They are being copied. We have so many tapes in London. And you can buy from the gentleman. We don't have to bother about money part. I mean, we are not bothered. Only thing, as they must have told you, a little problem with our trustees, that you have to just say that we have the copyright, that's all. We are not bothered as to what you charge and what you do it. So you can buy the tapes as you like, and you can listen to them and enjoy them. How many have come for the first time today?
Quite a few.
Now, just take out your shoes, please. Put your right hand on your heart and close your eyes, please. As I said, in the heart resides your spirit. Ask in your heart, Mother, am I the spirit? Actually, those who are realized should say, I am the spirit. Three times please ask this question. Mother, am I the spirit? It's a very, very powerful question. Yeah. Now feel your cool breeze on your head with the right hand. Done.
It's done.
Those who have come for the first time, are you feeling the cool breeze? Good. Today when you speak about the Spirit, it's boundless. It just works. Tremendous. Again, I want to thank all of you and the management of Unity Church and your great leader, Mr. Paulson. May God give him strength from you and let him do the work of God with complete confidence that God is with you. And all the powers of God are with you. You all have to strengthen this. You all have to take this stand and have to know that you are realized souls. May God bless you. You are looking so much better, aren't you? Thank you. Now, they have some books, and I don't know how they are going to manage it. So it's their show.
I'll take it off. There we are. Anyone who just wishes to meet Mother may just quietly come to the front.
Sig Paulson.
Sig Paulson. Sig Paulson.
All right, I'll do.
Ready?
Be more comfortable to sit with your right hand. You're under me.
I brought mine too.
Yes.